Why have you chosen not to mandate mask use,
at this
particularly
stage?
Auckland at this point?
Yeah.
And is it something that's still on the table? Could we still see mandated mask
Yes,
use?
we could still see mandated mask use. We haven't done that as yet. One of our concerns is that not everyone will be prepared. And so you may, for instance, wish to go to your local supermarket or do a click and collect with a local hardware store to pick up masks. And of course, we wouldn't want people being fined without having them while they're in the endeavouring to get them. The only place that's in the health order, though, is for flights coming out of Auckland. You'll be given masks there. Cabinet has decided to move to mandating the wearing of face coverings on public transport for level 2 and above. These new orders will come into force from Monday.
I just want to reiterate the message, and some of you may have heard the interview that Kim Hill did with virologist Chris Smith from Cambridge University. He was very clear on this. You can use a face mask if you like, but it is not really any protection.
Consultant virologist at Cambridge University and naked scientist Dr. Chris Smith is with us now. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Kim.
Are face masks effective, and do you wear one on a plane?
No, save your money. Go and spend it on something useful instead that you enjoy doing, like having a beer.
In terms of wearing a mask, our advice is clear that wearing a mask if you don't have an infection really reduces the risk, almost not at all. So we do not advise that.
Those face masks are absolute rubbish and they do absolutely nothing.
Why?
Well, that's not entirely true. They have a placebo effect. They make you feel better that you've done something, and they also have the effect of warning you to stay away from somebody who's wearing one, unless you're sequestered in a train carriage, in which case you can't get away.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
My first introduction to this was in 2001. I went to Japan for Christmas time, and I went with my now wife. We got engaged in Kyoto.
People tend to leave them on, they contaminate the face mask and then wipe it over something, so it's really not a good idea and doesn't help.
And I'd never seen this phenomenon of wearing face masks before, and I got on this train carriage on the Shinkansen, and I was going to Tokyo, and looking around, there were all these people in masks. And I said to my wife, we're going to a surgeons convention or something. There's all these surgeons on the train. And, I said it facetiously, and it turned out, because I asked my friend Emma, who we were there with, and she said, no, these people all have colds, and it's polite. In polite society, you don't inflict your cold on everybody else. And I said, surely the evidence that this does absolutely nothing for anybody is that they're all wearing them.
There is no evidence that general wearing of face masks by the public who are well affects the spread of the disease in our society.
So are you saying that viruses can get through face masks without any difficulty?
Depends on the face mask. The kinds of masks that we're talking about, that you go and buy off a street vendor and then you wear on the underground, or wear on the tram or something, wear around the streets, those are absolutely useless.
Hello, I am Dr. Rabi, and one of the doctors, and this is Sam, our team leader.
Hello.
In this hospital, and this is Nicola, who is a trainer and fit tester for qualified masks. And I got a few masks here. She's going to explain what they are of any use. How about this, Nicola? What are these?
So these masks are just normal surgical masks which surgeons use in theatre. They don't protect them from TB or corona. Just protect them from splashes of blood.
Is this what they normally use in the theatres?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll use the circulators normally, and for small cases. So not for open major surgery. These are for small cases, and the circulators around the outside will use them. There's one type that's just plain on both sides, and there's another type which has a slight band which will press against the nose. But they both do the same thing.
I'm going to pinch. Yeah? I'm going to stay there.
Yeah.
So will it give protection against corona?
No, it won't.
What's the percentage you would say?
I'll say 0%.
0%. So no good. These masks are no good. Let's put them away.
Also, we do want to get the message out that you can fashion your own mask, and so even if you're unable to locate one at a supermarket or just the expense is prohibitive, you can use a bandana or a scarf or something else as a face covering.
This is a homemade mask, which there are various patterns for on the internet or elsewhere. I didn't make this myself. It was
Who did make it, Dr. Bloomfield?
Who did make this?
Yes.
It was the mother of one of my son's friends, so kindly made that for me. I've also had a lovely one sent by a member of the public, which has got the TARDIS on it, which is nice.
This one has got a visor, mask with a visor. So what about this?
So this we use in theatre for surgeons for surgery. Obviously you've got the mask to protect you from the droplets of blood, and then you've got the visor to stop the
protect your eyes.
Protect your eyes.
It's just for the splashes. It's not going to stop the virus going through.
No.
So what did you say the percentage of protection against corona?
Still 0.
Up to 0%, so no good.
If you are in hospital and you are fit tested for a proper prophylactic protective mask, those do work. And the reason they work is that they form a proper seal around your face and around your nose and mouth, and you also wear eye protection. And they have very stringent filtering.
So what's the answer then with regards to the mask?
So we have FFP3 masks. There are different make of them, but these are good for coronavirus. But these masks have to be fitted before they can protect you as well.
So not anybody can...
So it's not everybody, and men who have beard, masks don't fit them at all.
So you can't just buy it over the shelf and wear it. It's not going to give protection.
No.
So let me wear it. See, Sam, if I'm doing it the right way.
Yeah. So that's it.
Okay. That's a pretty good seal.
Yeah, so the aim is for one elastic band to be below the ear, and one elastic band to be above the ear.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you create a seal, a suction seal, around your nose and under the chin.
Okay.
The reason they work is that they form a proper seal around your face.
So you have to have this right under your chin, yeah?
Okay. Right. So I can't smell or do anything with this. So that's 100% protection against corona.
I said 99%.
99%. Okay.
There's nothing
so 99% effective against corona if it's fitted properly by a trained fit tester who will spray a bittersweet smell towards the mask, and if you can absorb anything, it's not protected.
Okay, so how long does it last? Can I use it tomorrow if I wear it today?
No.
Then?
So if you do an infected case, it's for you to throw in the bin after. So it only lasts for 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, okay.
They have very stringent filtering as well. So unlike the ones that are cheap and nasty you buy on the street, where there are big gaps around the sides of your face, and every time you cough and sneeze, it just comes flying out the side.
The one problem I do have is my glasses do fog up a bit, you will notice, and I'll take that off. Apparently you can use sellotape across the top just to help prevent that. You can use a face mask if you like, but it is not really any protection.
And also, they dampen. So as you breathe, they get damp, and that dampness just makes a nice conduit through for the virus particles.
There was a statement by the World Health Organization, which was definitely against the wearing of muzzles. Now, a few weeks ago, the World Health Organization did a reverse ferret and changed its mind. And Deborah Cohen, of the medical correspondent Newsnight on the BBC, had an amazing scoop the other day. She actually discovered, and she put it to the WHO, that her contacts inside the World Health Organization had told her that the position of the WHO on muzzles had been changed because of political pressure, not because of medical reasons.
Newsnight understands that the World Health Organization committee that reviewed the evidence for the use of face coverings in public didn't back them. But after political lobbying, the WHO now recommends them.
How about these ones? People are wearing them on the streets, these masks. They're wearing them every day.
They just wear it to feel safe for themselves, but it don't protect them really.
Okay, so
basically, if somebody's coughing,
you're going to bring the virus back home.
It's not protected.
So basically, if you're wearing this in the streets and somebody is coughing, you have deposits of virus or dirt in the front, and you come back home, you bought a filter full of organisms home, which would have been on the street. So those masks are no good.
And the virus particles are absolutely minuscule compared to the enormous gaps in the fibres in the mask. For all those reasons, they're absolutely useless, and they make people feel better. And as I say, warn you off of hanging around with somebody who might be infectious at the time. But beyond that, they're just cosmetic.
Good to know. Thank you, Chris. Dr. Chris Smith.
Some of you may have heard the interview that Kim Hill did with virologist Chris Smith from Cambridge University. He was very clear on this.
Those face masks are absolute rubbish, and they do absolutely nothing.
You can use a face mask if you like.
Mandating the wearing of face coverings on public transport.
But it is not really any protection. It is not really any protection. It is
mandating the wearing of face coverings on public transport for level 2 and above. These new orders will come into force from Monday.
It is not really any protection. It is not really any protection.